Hello, friends. So nice to see you today. I'm Mrs. Urbach, and that is Charlie. And I'm so glad you joined us here today. I've got a fun video planned for you today. I'm going to introduce you to a new letter. We're going to read a classic book that I think you'll enjoy, and I've got a couple songs to share. Let's get started. Before we jump into our letter of the day, take a look at the quilt behind me. Do you see those soft, pretty colors? That quilt is named after a tasty treat. Have you ever had rainbow sherbet? Some people say sherbet. This is rainbow sherbet. Doesn't it have soft, pretty colors just like the quilt? That's what this quilt is named after. Because if you look at the colors and you think of a cold, tasty treat, you might think of rainbow sherbet. That's obviously what the quilter thought of. Well, our letter of the day is the letter at the beginning of that word, rainbow. If you know what letter rainbow starts with, go ahead and say it while I draw the letter. Did you guess letter R? If you did, you're correct. This is a big letter R. Let's write a little letter R. Little letter R. That's kind of hard to say. Big R, little r. And R makes the sound R. Can you say R like in rainbow sherbet? Now, if you were going to make this letter with your body, how would you do that? Go ahead and try. Now, can you say the sound that R makes while you make it with your body? R. Good job. I'm proud of you for trying. Let's put our R up on the quilt. It's time to play I Spy. Oh, right here at the very top of the quilt, I spy an animal that begins with the letter R. Do you spy a rooster? Rooster begins with R. And right here we have some rabbits. Rabbits begins with R. And this is an apple. That doesn't begin with R. But what color is the apple? Red. Red begins with R. And somewhere I know I spied an animal that makes a sound that begins with the letter R. Here it is. This is a frog. What do frogs say? Ribbit. Ribbit begins with R. Good work. Let's sing our ABCs. Now, what do you want to do when we get to the letter R to show that you know we're at the letter R? Good idea. Okay, you do that. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Well done. Well, I have a lovely story to share with you today that I think you'll enjoy. This story is called Miss Rumphius, written and illustrated by Barbara Cooney and published by Viking Press. The Lupin Lady lives in a small house overlooking the sea. In between the rocks around her house grow blue and purple and rose-colored flowers. The Lupin Lady is little and old, but she has not always been that way. I know. She is my great aunt, and she told me so. Once upon a time, she was a little girl named Alice who lived in a city by the sea. From the front stoop, she could see the wharves and the bristling mass of tall ships. Many years ago, her grandfather had come to America on a large sailing ship. Do you see the large sailing ships in the picture? Way out in the distance. Now, he worked in a shop at the bottom of the house, making figureheads for the prows of ships and carving Indians out of wood to put in front of cigar stores. For Alice's grandfather was an artist. He painted pictures, too, of sailing ships and places across the sea. When he was very busy, Alice helped him put in the skies. Do you see her helping him with his picture? She's painting in the sky. In the evening, Alice sat on her grandfather's knee and listened to his stories of faraway places. When he had finished, Alice would say, "When I grow up, I too will go to faraway places, and when I grow old, I too will live beside the sea." "That is all very well, little Alice," said her grandfather, "but there is a third thing you must do." "What is that?" asked Alice. "You must do something to make the world more beautiful," said her grandfather. "All right," said Alice, but she did not know what that could be. In the meantime, Alice got up and washed her face and ate porridge for breakfast. She went to school and came home and did her homework. And pretty soon, she was grown up. Then my great-aunt Alice set out to do the 3 things she had told her grandfather she was going to do. She left home and went to live in another city far from the sea and the salt air. There she worked in a library, dusting books and keeping them from getting mixed up and helping people find the ones they wanted. Some of the books told her about faraway places. People called her Miss Rumphius now. Do you think it would be fun to work in a library with all the books? I think that would be fun, as long as I had time to sit and read them sometimes. Sometimes she went to the conservatory in the middle of the park. When she stepped inside on a wintry day, the warm, moist air wrapped itself around her, and the sweet smell of jasmine filled her nose. "This is almost like a tropical isle," said Miss Rumphius, but not quite. Miss Rumphius went to a real tropical island, where people kept cockatoos and monkeys as pets. A cockatoo is a kind of bird, and you know what a monkey is. Which would you prefer if you got to choose a pet between a cockatoo and a monkey? I think that would be a good pet too. She walked on long beaches, picking up beautiful shells. One day she met the Bacharach, king of a fishing village. "You must be tired," he said. "Come into my house and rest." So Miss Rumphius went in and met the Bacharach's wife. The Bacharach himself fetched a green coconut and cut a slice off the top so that Miss Rumphius could drink the coconut water inside. Before she left, the Bacharach gave her a beautiful mother-of-pearl shell on which he had painted a bird of paradise and the words, "You will always remain in my heart." "You will always remain in mine too," said Miss Rumphius. My great-aunt Miss Rumphius climbed tall mountains where the snow never melted. She went through jungles and across deserts. She saw lions playing and kangaroos jumping, and everywhere she made friends she would never forget. Finally, she came to the land of the lotus eaters, and there, getting off a camel, she hurt her back. "What a foolish thing to do," said Miss Rumphius. "Well, I have certainly seen faraway places. Maybe it is time to find my place by the sea." And it was. And she did. Oh, look at our house by the sea. Isn't that nice? From the porch of her new house, Miss Rumphius watched the sun come up. She watched it cross the heavens and sparkle on the water, and she saw it set in glory in the evening. She started a little garden among the rocks that surrounded her house, and she planted a few flower seeds in the stony ground. Miss Rumphius was almost perfectly happy. "But there is still one more thing I have to do," she said. "I have to do something to make the world more beautiful." "But what? The world is already pretty nice," she thought, looking out over the ocean. The next spring, Miss Rumphius was not very well. Her back was bothering her again, and she had to stay in bed most of the time. The flowers she had planted the summer before had come up and bloomed in spite of the stony ground. She could see them from her bedroom window, blue and purple and rose-colored. "Lupins," said Miss Rumphius with satisfaction. "I have always loved lupins the best. I wish I could plant more seeds this summer so that I could have still more flowers next year." But she was not able to. After a hard winter, spring came. Miss Rumphius was feeling much better. Now she could take walks again. One afternoon, she started to go up and over the hill where she had not been in a long time. "I don't believe my eyes," she cried when she got to the top. For there on the other side of the hill was a large patch of blue and purple and rose-colored lupins. "It was the wind," she said as she knelt in delight. "It was the wind that brought the seeds from my garden here. And the birds must have helped." Then Miss Rumphius had a wonderful idea. What do you think her idea is? Let's find out. She hurried home and got out her seed catalogs. She sent off to the very best seed house for 5 bushels of lupin seeds. All that summer, Miss Rumphius, her pockets full of seeds, wandered over fields and headlands sowing lupins. She scattered seeds along the highways and down the country lanes. She flung handfuls of them around the schoolhouse and back of the church. She tossed them into hollows and along stone walls. Her back didn't hurt her anymore at all. Now some people called her that crazy old lady. Do you think she's crazy for wanting to plant flowers all over the place? I don't think she's crazy. I think it's a great idea. The next spring, there were lupins everywhere. Fields and hillsides were covered with blue and purple and rose-colored flowers. They bloomed along the highways and down the lanes. Bright patches lay around the schoolhouse and back of the church. Down in the hollows and along the stone wall grew the beautiful flowers. Miss Rumphius had done the third, the most difficult thing of all. And what was that third thing that she promised her grandfather she'd do? Do something to make the world more beautiful. Look at all those flowers. She definitely did that, didn't she? My great-aunt Alice, Miss Rumphius, is very old now. Her hair is very white. Every year there are more and more lupins. Now they call her the Lupin Lady. Sometimes my friends stand with me outside her gate, curious to see the old lady who planted the fields of lupins. When she invites us in, they come slowly. They think she is the oldest woman in the world. Often she tells us stories of faraway places. When I grow up, I tell her, I too will go to faraway places and come home to live by the sea. "That is all very well, little Alice," said my aunt, "but there is a third thing you must do." "What is that?" I asked. "You must do something to make the world more beautiful." "All right," I say. But I do not know yet what that can be. That's okay. Even Miss Rumphius didn't know how she'd make the world more beautiful until she was older. So we can all decide, yes, we are going to do something to make the world more beautiful, and give ourselves time to figure out what that's going to be. What is something that flowers need in order to grow? Something wet. Water, which comes in the form of rain. Well, I have a song about rain today I wanted to share. And this song is called Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Do you hear the in raindrops? Raindrops keep falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops keep falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. And I said I didn't like the way he'd got things done, sleeping on the job. Those raindrops keep falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to greet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. not going to worry about a little rain, are we? There's a very good chance you know this next song, so I hope you'll sing it with me. This one's called Row, Row, Row Your Boat. You know it? Do you hear the R in row, row, row? Good job. Let's sing it together. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Hey, are you singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat?
Oh, I sure am.
Can we sing around?
Absolutely. Kids, you remember my daughter Lucy? She joined us on the letter N, remember? All right. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So kids, a round is when 2 or more people sing the same song, but they start at different times. So you really have to focus on what you're singing. Am I going first, did you say?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Life is but a dream.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Hey kids, let's do that one more time, and this time you join into the round. So either sing along with me or sing along with Lucy, and you can do the round with us. Ready? All right, here we go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Merrily, life is but a dream.
Thank you, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. Bye, guys.
Well, I had a lot of fun with you today. As you go about the rest of your day, remember to think of words that begin with like rainbow or right. Can you think of another word that begins with Well done. Well, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can get my next videos. And before we go, hold out this arm and wrap it around your body. And hold out this arm and wrap it around the other way. And give yourself a great big hug because you are special and you are loved. Bye-bye.